All right, I'm back with another TikTok homeschool conference video. Make sure you're following this hashtag and follow Erica to make sure that you are up to date on the schedule, and you can follow and like and share and comment on all the creators' videos who are taking time to share all of their favorite curricula and resources with you this week. If you don't know, I'm Bridget. I'm a homeschool mom of 5. My youngest is 2 and isn't doing school yet. My school-age kids are ages 6 through 11, and they have a wide range of abilities. I have some kids that are gifted, some kids that are disabled and have severe delays. So we kind of run the gamut over here. So today I'm going to talk about some of my favorite ELA curricula to use with my non-learning disability kids. So my oldest 2 had dyslexia, and they really needed specific dyslexia-friendly curricula. They needed the Orton-Gillingham, they needed Logic of English and All About Reading, both of which we love and have done. But then my next 2 kids just picked up reading fairly easily, and it really wasn't a whole big thing for them. And so one of our favorite things to use with them was Ordinary Parent's Guide to Teaching Reading. And they went through this entire book in about a year because they really caught on to the whole thing really quickly. Some kids might take 2 or even 3 years to do the entire thing. This will take you from your very beginning letter sounds all the way through your more advanced phonograms. Now in my family, we do 2 years of preschool, then a year of pre-K, and then we don't start kindergarten, formal kindergarten, until the year that they are 6. So with my youngest, she'll start her first year of preschool next year when she's 3, and we're going to start off really gently with this. So the first 26 lessons are just your basic short vowel sounds and consonant sounds, and that's it. And there's 26 lessons, and because she's going to be so young, we're going to start out just doing 1 lesson per week, and we're going to break it up into really tiny chunks, and we're going to do lots of activities and reinforcement to work on that 1 letter sound and then reviewing the sounds that came before. Now, what I like about this is that it's completely scripted, so you do not have to guess what to say or what answer you're looking for, because it'll tell you right here. Now, I don't follow the script exactly. I'm not really kind of like super script follower, but I will read it and I will paraphrase it in my own words. And then there is a student book that goes along with this, but because it's for really young kids, they don't write in this. So you can keep using this with more and more kids. So this is just to show them what you are reading from in the parent guide. Okay, now that we've gotten phonics under control, we're chugging along, we're doing pretty well with reading, then in 1st grade, I add in some really gentle phonics and writing. And for phonics, we do first language lessons for the well-trained mind. All 4 of my kids have done this, and they're all pretty good with grammar. So this is level 1, and as you can see, it's very skinny. And then you can do this 2 or 3 times a week for the entire school year. And the lessons are really short, and they are almost exclusively oral lessons. So your kiddo does not need to be able to write well. They don't need to have all that fine motor strength in order to do this. So most of the lessons are about a page, maybe 2, but they are also completely scripted. So it tells you what to say, it tells you what you're going to say together, and it tells you the answers you're looking for from your kid. So just to show you the difference between your level 1 book, what you'll be doing in 1st grade, and what you'll be doing in 4th grade, let me show you the instructor guide for level 4. It's a lot bigger. So here is your level 1 compared to your level 4. And there's a lot more to this one. They're going to be diagramming tons of sentences. They're going to be learning all about all the different parts of speech. And my oldest finished all the way through level 4, and she can diagram the heck out of a sentence now. Now you might be thinking, Bridget, why in the world do kids need to learn how to diagram sentences? Isn't that like really old-fashioned? Yes, it is, but it's still important because it helps them understand how words work together in sentences, and it helps them differentiate between adjectives and adverbs. It helps them understand if a sentence is a complete sentence or not, because when they put it in a diagram, they can show themselves and you that they understand how that sentence works, how it is put together, and it also makes them better writers. Now, one of the other things that I really love about this program is that it has built-in memory work in the form of poem memorization. So here's one of the very first poems that they learn in level 1. And then here's one of the poems that they learn in level 4. And this is a 3-page long poem. And you might be thinking, my kid could never, ever do that. There's no way they could memorize and recite a poem that long. I would have said the exact same thing, especially with my oldest. She has ADHD and she's autistic. She has really severe working memory problems. But because of how gentle this program is, and it starts you off with such short little poems that got her so used to doing that poetry memorization, and we worked on it so diligently just for a few minutes every day, that by this year she was able to do all of the poems in this book. And one of the last lessons is having you go back over every single poem, and right in a row she did every single poem from memory from the entire course for the year. And that is such a helpful skill when it comes to other narration and being able to pick out details and really do close listening to either things that they are reading or that they're hearing or that you are reading aloud to them. Okay, so for writing, that's the last component I'm going to talk about today in this video, is writing with ease. This is what we use. And this is level 2. I don't know where my level 1 book went, but this is a great program, and it has a copywork, narration, dictation cycle that it goes through each week. So you do it 4 days a week. You start off with copywork in the lower levels, and then you move into dictation instead of copywork. So instead of just copying the sentence, they're listening to you read it to them, and then they're copying down what you say. And then the second day is a narration. The third day is another copywork or dictation. And the fourth day is another narration plus a copywork or a dictation, depending on the level. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So here is an example. Ooh, this book is big. Example week. So on day 1, you would read this passage to them. There's a little bit of background knowledge up here for you. You read the passage to them, and then you ask them these questions, and it gives you the sample answers so you know what you're listening for in their answer. Then you're going to ask them specific questions about what you just read, or you might, some of them have some of the prompts are like, tell me one thing you remember, especially in the first level. And then you write that down for them as they watch you do it. Then on day 2, you're doing a copywork exercise here. It's one short sentence. In level 1, it does give you 2 sentence options. So you can have one if your kiddo is really, really new to writing and fine motor isn't as strong. And there's a longer sentence for kids that have a little bit more ability in that area. Then level 3, not level 3, day 3. It's starting you off with a dictation exercise. And then day 4, you are doing another narration and a dictation. So you're asking them for their narration about what you've read to them. And then when they answer the question, you then read that back to them and they write it from your dictation. And then these new revised editions have an optional 5th day, which is a creative writing exercise that's based on what you've been reading that week. And one of the great things is that this gives you all of the readings that you need for the entire year. And it includes some really classic children's literature, poetry, all kinds of stuff. And then it's got in the back, or you can buy it as 2 separate things. You've got your copywork pages back here, and space for your dictations, and then space for your creative writing and all of that. So you don't have to have a separate notebook. They can do it all in here. All right, so that's a sample of some of the things we use for ELA. And if you guys want, I can make a video of what we do in the upper grades and what we're planning to do for middle school starting next year.